party goers. I wanted to make sure that one of the first videos that we did in our party was talking a little bit about what yoga blocks are and how to use them so that we're all on the same page throughout the month. I have 3 different yoga blocks here, so I was just going to tell you a little bit about the ones that I have, but please know that yoga blocks are made out of lots of different materials. You can have them in foam, you can get them in bamboo, in cork. They're getting really creative with the ways that they're shaped and what they're made out of. You can get all kinds of different really interesting yoga props. You can even get these like what's called a Dharma wheel, and it's like a wheel that you can use to get into some back bends and some other fancy things. But for this practice and this month, you will not need any of those fancy yoga props. All you need is a block. I actually recommend just a foam block. It's super, super light. You can carry it around anywhere. I also recommend that you don't leave it out so that the cat can bite it. So make sure that you store your yoga block away safe. You can also use a cork or bamboo block. Now, this cork block weighs easily like 1.5 to 2 pounds, and we will be doing some exercises that require you to hold the block out, and we're going to be doing a lot of drills and conditionings with the yoga block as well. So if you're feeling, pretty buff and ready to take on a challenge, maybe a cork block is for you, but otherwise I definitely recommend just a foam block. I also have one more that I do want to show you because it's kind of cool. So I have this block that you can see it's flat on the bottom and flat pretty much on the sides, but it's also rounded on top. I found this at the Prana store, the Columbia employee store, the Prana store. They're not sponsoring this, by the way, but I thought it was super cool because for those of you that maybe want to open up your chest a little bit more, this round one is a great way to do that. So when we get to that part of the videos, I'm going to show you both with the foam block and with this more round block, because I feel like this is a really great restorative practice that you can do with this block. So anyways, how are we even going to use these blocks? Well, I wanted to show you a few settings that we'll be using them on. So a yoga block is pretty cool because you can basically use it a number of ways. You can bring the floor closer to you. So in the case of, let's say, a forward fold, if you can't touch the ground all the way, then you can use the block to bring the floor closer to you. You can also turn the block on its side to make it shorter, right? In case maybe you don't need as much support, or in some of our practices, in case you don't want to use it on the tall setting, you can use it on the medium setting. So you can see that the tall setting is about 6 inches. The medium setting is probably 4 inches. I might have that off a little bit, but there is a tall, and then there is a medium setting, and then there is also a short setting. So we'll be using the yoga block on all of those settings, but I wanted to make sure we were on the same page when I said tall or medium or short, and then I wanted you to know that which setting you put that on is completely up to you and your body. So play around with it throughout our practices and throughout our month, and you can find what works for you, and you may use it on tall, and then as you go throughout the month or as you continue your practice, you may see that it moves to medium or even short, and even the opposite way depending on what we're working on, right? So sometimes the taller side gets you deeper into the movements. Okay, so I've talked your ears off. This video is about 4 minutes long. Some of the videos may be really, really short, and some of the videos may be really long, but I want to mix it up and just make it really casual and, as much of a party as we can possibly make it. So get your yoga blocks ready. We'll be posting the first video shortly. Thanks, bye.